Okay, welcome to part 7 of the R2D2 build. There's a few bits and pieces to do this week. We've got to put a couple of pieces of the dome framework in place, and we've got to build the two lubricators that go at the bottom of R2's leg. So let's get stuck in. Okay, we've got some new screws and nuts in this week's issue. But I'm going to use up the screws from the last issue rather than crack these new bags open, so we don't lose any. Right, the first stage is taking the head part from last week, and we're going to fix another framework piece like so, working clockwise. It's easiest if you put the nut in first. Just hold the nut with your finger and then put the screw in. There were some shorter screws supplied last week. They're not the ones you want the longer ones. There we go. Tighten that up. Like I say, nip the screws up reasonably tight, but not too tight, because you are of course screwing into a plastic component, so you don't want to over tighten them and damage anything. There we go. Just check they're nipped up. Okay, that's the first framework piece in place. And of course stage 3 is we're working clockwise around the head, and we'll put the next piece in like so. Just nip that screw up there. And one more time. The only problem is the end of the screwdriver. It's just getting a little bit worn now, so it's just starting to slip slightly, so I may have to use a different screwdriver. But looking on the forums, it seems to be a common issue. That I was reading an article by a chap who built the Millennium Falcon, and he said he got through about 7 screwdrivers building it. So that's not an uncommon issue. There we are. That's the 2 framework pieces in place, and that's up to issue 8. I beg your pardon, step 8 in the assembly. There we go. That's starting to look a little bit like a dome now. There we go. That's that. Now we've got to have a look at these hydraulic lubricators that are going to go on the bottom of R2's leg. They're quite easy to assemble, and not that easy to get out of the package, are they? Incidentally, there's 2 tiny pieces in here. We're not going to use them this week, but these are for the hinge for the door that goes over the lightsaber compartment. Just be careful you don't lose these. There's one very, very small piece of the latch there, so just be careful that bit doesn't go missing. Just going to tip these out actually. So I'll just show you that that's the tiny little piece of the latch. We've got to be careful we don't lose that. That's the other piece. We won't be using it this week, but there you go. and there are the pieces of the 2 lubricators. Now it says, let's see what screws we're going to be using. 2 of the screws supplied this time. Right, I wonder if that means the silver screws or these 2 black ones. That's, it actually shows silver screws in the instructions, but they've supplied 2 black ones. I think they mean the 2 longer silver type screws. Let's just try one and see if it fits. Let's try it in the thread. Yeah, it's the silver screws that you use. That's a bit confusing because actually up there it shows a black screw, which is a little bit confusing, but never mind. Let's get this one out. Okay, and how are we assembling this? Right, we're putting the ring on first. We're putting that piece on, lining up the tangs there. That sort of locks together. Now we've got to get this screw in. This could be a bit awkward. My screwdriver is not magnetic, by the way. I don't know if yours is, but if you use the DeLorean one, that is magnetic and you can pick things up with it. There we go. I'll just put it in loosely with that one, and I'll finally tighten it with the correct screwdriver. Yeah, that's one done. And again, lining up the 2 tangs there. And I can just drop it in. Oh no, that didn't go very well. Yeah. You do need a magnetic screwdriver for this, really. Okay, and give that a final tighten. And there we go. So that is it for issue 7. We've got the couple more pieces on the top of the dome and the 2 lubricators for the ankle joint. And let's just have a look at what we're getting next week. I think we're getting some more head pieces. Let's just have a check. Yeah, we're getting a couple of metal pieces for the dome. Obviously some more of the plastic frame pieces. And I know that blue bit goes on the ankle part of the droid, and the 2 greases go on the end of it. It actually fits there, just there. So that's going to be an interesting issue, number 8. And that's it for issue 7. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.